And welcome, everybody, to the Monday Motivation, because we can do it. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
We're up and running?
Yeah, we're up and running. This is Monday morning. And for most people, it's like, oh, man, Monday.
Oh, you have to mute it.
You want to
Hold on. He's muting it. Don't worry.
Okay.
I don't think I shared it correctly.
This is experimental, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As you can see, we've been doing this for at least a half an hour now. But we're here. I'm Jeffrey Gitomer. I'm joined in the studio by...
I'm Jen Glockow.
And
hello.
our great fellow team member, the great Brent Thomas, number 46 in your program, but number 1 in your hearts. And Brent is going to talk to us this morning about what Monday Motivation is all about. This is our sales meeting, basically, and we're going to do it live.
Yeah, let's explain it a little bit more to our Sell or Die hosts out there. So we have a podcast called Sell or Die. You can listen to it on iTunes, Stitcher, Overcast, anywhere where you get your podcasts. If you're not listening to it yet, you're really missing out. And we're adding a new segment called Motivation Monday.
Yeah.
And this is a glimpse into our live sales meeting with the one and only great Brent Thomas.
Yeah.
And it's a time for you guys as well to ask us questions. Because if you write in the comments a question or whatever you want to know more of, if you need help with something this week, you need a little extra pep in your step, whatever it is, we're going to help.
I want to know why the hell you're not out there selling anyway. It's Monday morning at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, but they might be watching the replay. So if you're watching the replay, let us know you're watching the replay. Okay. Just type in replay so we know you're watching that.
Before we begin, if you are living under a rock someplace or you have no access to television or radio or internet or your phone, the Eagles won the Super Bowl last night.
No.
Now, they've been trying for 52 years to win the Super Bowl. And before that, I actually went to the championship game in 1960 when they beat the Green Bay Packers. For trivia nuts, it's the only time Vince Lombardi ever lost a championship game. And I am in full Eagles regalia this morning, but I'm a little hot in the studio. So I'm going to, I think the best thing for me to do is just take off my hat and take off my shirt.
Oh, mic drop.
That's okay.
Oh, what's on underneath that, Jeffrey?
I feel extremely motivated.
You can't simply have one Eagles garment on when you've won the Super Bowl. You have to have a bunch of Eagles garments on.
Are there more?
No. Yeah. We're going to get it down to 2.
I want to just say hi to some of the people who are here right now. So, let's see. We've got Jeff Brokaw, who's coming over for breakfast on Wednesday. Hey, cool. Jeff.
Nice. Oh, by the way, if your hat falls off, you need another hat. So I've got the 2 hats and 2 shirts. I'm ready.
Jeff says, I was expecting some flipped over cars to celebrate your win.
Yeah. Unfortunately, all of the cars in our parking lot we own. So flipping over your own car is not a good idea.
Yeah, not fun. John Daly, hey John, says congrats on Eagles win, Jeffrey.
Thank you.
Brian Kelm, what up? Says fly Eagles fly.
Yep.
And Rob Nestor says daycare cleaning services is listening from Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Hey, nice.
Oh yeah.
Any windows broken?
Hey, that's good. We should tell people that if they should tell us where they're selling from and what they're selling.
That would be great to know. That would be great to know.
The challenge obviously is the morning after a Super Bowl, there's a lot of pissed off fans. It was a great game, first of all. Just a great game. Second of all, we didn't beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. We beat the New England Patriots. We put Tom Brady on his ass where he belongs. And congratulations to him. 5 Super Bowl wins, threw 600 yards.
Yep.
We beat his ass. And we beat it legitimately.
It was a good
we didn't
game.
win on a penalty. We didn't win on an overtime, bunch of crap. We won the game. And the Vegas bettors are probably broke because millions of dollars went on the Eagles at the last 4 or 5 minutes. And it doesn't matter. Vegas has odds, but it's 11-10. But if they get millions of dollars more on the 11-10 side, they lose. And you'll see it in the papers that Vegas took a hit.
So soon we're going to be talking about sales odds.
No. Well,
But first I want to say hi to Jerry Eisenhower. Hey, Jerry. He says, good morning. See you in a few days. We're looking forward to having you come on another episode of Sell or Die.
Jen is going to be our official socialite on this to greet people and talk.
Well, I want to
them.
make sure we're saying hi to you guys because I'm appreciative and grateful that you're joining us. So thank you.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
So
thank you, Brian.
our goal for this, the Monday Motivation, is going to be a live sales meeting, and it can include your stuff. If you're out there right now at 11 o'clock in the morning and you're not making any sales, which is probably an issue, or you're not making any phone calls because your boss said, we're going to make 100 calls today. Like, seriously, 100 calls today? That's about the dumbest thing you can say to a salesperson because he's silently giving you the finger. He doesn't want to make 100 calls.
Yeah, exactly.
He wants to make one call and make a sale and then give you the finger.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
This is really cool because no one else is doing this. A live sales meeting, you get to peek in on our process and you get to ask your questions.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the voice.
So you can
God.
pretend,
No,
you can pretend.
we haven't introduced Doug.
Oh. Doug Branson is our producer extraordinaire, our info bite maven, I think.
Yeah, he's great.
He never comes on with something stupid. He's always, and he was cheering for the Eagles last night, which I give him another 10 points for.
Listen, happy boss, happy life. That's what I say.
That's what I always say.
So anyway, if you hear someone but don't
funny.
see them, it's Doug. Doug Branson.
But the key here is, can you get better as a result of listening to Monday Motivation? Because we're going to try to give you real-world scenarios, real-world situations that not only apply to our world, we're going to talk about what happens to your world. I think that's a fair thing, right? So if you're out there and you have a question and you don't answer it, that's your damn fault.
Yeah, and thanks for telling us. A lot of you have kicked it off by telling us where you're from and what you're selling. So James Garland says Happy Eagles, a New York transplant in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah, there you go. Another person to hate.
John Daly is a licensed banker in Cleveland. And
he's celebrating his football team being excommunicated from the NFL. But
oh man,
all you need is a quarterback, 22 players, and a coach.
Oh
and
yeah,
you'll be
that's
fine.
it. That's it.
Not even a starting quarterback.
No, you don't. They haven't had one for 3 or 4 years. Okay, but they have the Cavs, so let's leave them alone. Cleveland's
all right,
okay.
Let's roll into the sales part of our meeting. Not that I don't love talking about football.
Got you. Well, the Cavs are basketball, but okay.
Oh,
so
whatever.
right. So here we go. Brent, can you tell us, first of all, where are you from?
Born and raised in Tampa.
Cool.
Tampa. And where did you go to college?
I went to Georgia Southern University.
And what did you do there?
What didn't I do there?
No, let's talk about the legitimate things that you did.
Right. No. I played football.
Okay.
Yeah. Running back. We ran the triple option there. It's non-existent in the NFL.
Yeah. I love the triple option.
Yeah, it's a great scheme.
Oklahoma used to use it, or Texas used to use it. All those Pac-8 teams used it at one point in time.
Yeah. One thing I did do there, Jeffrey, and I think it really kickstarted my career, was I first took an internship for the ticket sales department.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Way to
Obviously,
go.
playing football, I couldn't sell football tickets, but I sold basketball, baseball, all the other sports. And it really helped me develop the fundamentals of sales.
So were you taking cold calls or?
I had a list, and I was cold calling them. And then I also had a list of people who bought tickets the previous years.
But let's get into the deep here. You believed in Georgia Southern.
That's right.
Therefore, you could sell the tickets.
Oh, and I did.
Cool.
Yeah, in fact, we had a competition during my internship. They put us into groups of 4 or 5, and my group won. At the end of the year, our prize or commission
Was season tickets.
I wish, but I already got those. We were students.
Right.
We didn't have to take the final exam
Get out of town.
Yeah.
What?
for the class. It was
Oh, cool.
yeah for a business class that I was in. We had the opportunity. So rewind. We had an opportunity to take an internship for a sales department. If you did, and you participated and you won,
that.
you didn't have to take the exam.
Now that's
I love
motivating.
that.
It
No,
was.
We didn't even get into that when we interviewed
So you had nothing to-
What a
Yeah,
I know.
fun fact.
Oh, we just
Wait,
bypassed
so you
that.
didn't have to take the final exam. You had nothing to cheat for, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
I already worked just as hard or harder.
You made money. Did they pay you money?
No.
Oh my God.
That was my commission.
Oh my God. Cheap bastards over there.
Oh man, Jeffrey.
All right,
We just
so-
made them money. Right?
That's crazy. At Wash U, where I went, the students got paid.
Really?
Oh yeah, to sell anything, they get paid.
Of course.
It's a job.
I could have gotten paid, but it was the internship
It
what
was
I was
part
doing.
of your class. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about what's going on. What are you selling here?
So I am holistically selling the Gitomer Learning Academy, which, by the way, what it is 100 hours of video, audio, worksheet type PDFs, ebooks of all of Jeffrey 101, sales
Webinars.
basics, webinars,
Power lessons.
power lessons, all of his books, his bestseller books, bestseller courses. Essentially, it's the best sales training on the planet.
There you go.
That's
I
exactly
love
how
it.
I
I
would
love it.
That's
describe
what it is.
I would describe it that way.
Me too.
Because it's informational. But the keys to this are the sales assessment and the sales certification.
It's informational and
Implementation.
implementational.
Yep.
Whatever you can
Okay, so that
implement it.
commercial's over. So let's talk about what Brent Thomas needs next to get better at. And this is a live coaching session, and I'm sure that you all will put your 2 cents in here, agreement, disagreement, whatever. But I really would like to know your questions.
Yeah, your questions about whatever it is we're doing, but also about what you're doing and you're selling, and any thoughts you have on how we can help you, because we want to engage with you and give you suggestions and ideas and strategies to make this a great week.
Exactly.
So this is our live sales meeting, right? Like
Yeah.
what kind of sales meeting do you want to run? I think that would be an interesting question. Like what kind of sales meetings have you been involved in the past? What have you learned from those? And what kind of sales meeting do you want to run here?
Most of the
For
sales
us?
meetings that
Yeah.
I've ever attended for other people have been the most boring damn things on the planet
Right.
because the manager comes in, gives a bunch of shit about what the new policies are. And I stop the meetings and I say, listen, anything you could have emailed, email it. But this is a sales meeting. I want people to run through past the door, through the door, out the door, and make sales calls. I don't want to talk about 50 years ago, when I was first learning sales, we had a 4-hour every day sales meeting. From 8 o'clock in the morning until 12 o'clock, every day for 1 year. And we would come in at 8 o'clock. We had to have our one chapter of Think and Grow Rich that we did a report on. There was 10 guys, and we did a report once a day. So we literally read the book every 3 weeks because there's only 15 chapters. And then we'd listen to something. Like the brand new thing was cassette tape. So we'd listen to Earl Nightingale or Zig Ziglar or Bill Gove or just any of the Herb True, anybody who had any kind of cassette tape. J. Douglas Edwards, Closing the Sale. It was amazing stuff. And then we would wax on sales. It was Glenn Turner, so we'd listen to a bunch of Glenn Turner. But I scheduled an appointment for 12:01. I was so damn motivated when that thing was over that people would be waiting in the lobby. I could lift them up by the lapel and throw them down in the chair, and they were
that.
in, and they had to talk their way out of it. That was the whole deal.
I love that. So one of the things I want to start doing in our meetings is taking a chapter of a book, reading it, and then talking about it during this meeting. So for next week, let's talk about the Little Gold Book of Yes Attitude, which is now available on Amazon, not to be too commercially.
But go get it.
It is, and it's the new
if you
edition.
want to follow along with us, you have a week
yeah.
to get it at Amazon Prime.
You only need 2 days, so order
Right.
it today. And this is just, a nice heads up for you to get it. And we can break down a chapter a week at a time.
All right.
Holy shit, do you see all the people
deal.
that are on right now?
So, Brent, I'm interested what kind of sales meetings you've been involved in and how what has been effective and what has not been effective.
Sure. I think that my sales meetings that I've been a part of haven't been quite as motivating as Jeffrey's, apparently. And I have had the manager talk about what's going on in corporate office, which didn't affect me at all.
Right.
I wanted to know, hey, how do I get answers now in the field?
Right.
What's
Does this put
affecting
money
me?
in my pocket? That's that basic response from all salespeople. How do I make more sales now?
So that's what I've always done running sales meetings is have each person go around I used to have a team of about 10 people. I have each person go around and say what they need this week, what they're going to do to make them better, and what kind of help they need from corporate to get them there.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want to know is like, what can I do as my job as your helper, right? Not just manager or whatever.
Right.
So go,
coach,
if you're
your
listening
helper.
right now, go get your boss and bring his ass in here and let's talk to him as well.
One effective tool that I've heard actually just on the phones talking to people is what they do in their sales meetings is they got about 8 to 10 sales reps, and they go around each person and talk about one objection, that they've heard in the past week that they'd like to discuss. And then each person goes over how to overcome that objection.
All right, so give us an objection. What have you heard this week?
I've heard a lot, but let's say one that I hear
any
consistently
surprising?
is, I would say this sounds great, something exactly like what I'm looking for.
Let me go ask my daddy.
Call me back in. Call me back either when I have more time to think about it or more time to review it. So I would just say call me back would be the overall objection that I've
So
heard.
my answer to that is, you want to give an answer?
Go for it. I can go next.
My answer to
It's
that
lady
is
second
that you
today.
can subscribe by the month, and if you'll invest a few bucks, like $100, $99, you can review it completely for 1 month. You can take the assessment, you can start on the certification, and you can decide if you want to keep it. You just don't do anything, just keep it. If you want to quit, call me. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like I'm asking you for $5 million. I'm asking you to put money in your pocket. Because what you're looking for, salespeople are looking for one thing, answers. Succinct answers that they can take out into the street and turn into money. And that's what the Gitomer Learning Academy does. So it makes it easy for a salesperson to want to do it. And Brent's job is not to oversell it. Brent's job is to create the atmosphere where someone wants to buy it.
I totally agree. So one of the things I would ask a prospect if they're saying, I need more time to think about it, call me back next month, that kind of thing, is, well, what's going to change between now and next month? What's going to be different in your life? And a lot of times, and a lot of times they'll say, oh, well, next month I'll have more time to think about it, right? Like all of this time is going to magically appear. And, I would I can't speak today.
Emphasize.
Empathize with them. I would empathize with them. No, wrong word though.
Oh.
And I would show them empathy and say, I understand because, being a sales manager, you're crazy busy. You have a lot going on. You have a lot of pressure to really make sure your team is bringing in the sales. But this is a platform that's going to make your job easier. And I'm all about making the sales manager's job easier and giving them back time.
Right.
And then I would demonstrate how this is going to give them back time right now. So if let's say it's going to give them back, I don't know, 30 minutes of coaching time with each sales rep every day for 5 days, right? A week. And then they have 5 sales reps. Ooh, now we're talking, that's significant time. So why would you want to wait 30 days when you could, I didn't actually do the math on that.
That's okay.
But if it's 5 reps, 30 minutes a day extra, 5 days a week, 25, I don't know.
An hour and
12,
5 million.
12,
Right.
yeah,
5 million. Here's the deal. It's going to help
2.5
you buy
hours
back.
a day.
Yeah.
So it's 10 hours a week that we're giving them back in their pockets. Why would they not want to take advantage of this now?
I agree completely. But here's the deal. You can buy back your time by making a small investment. That I think is the right verbiage. You buy back your time by making a small investment. And this is a way for you to shorten sales cycles, increase knowledge, and I think most importantly, increase self-confidence. So if I give someone an answer and they see it on the Learning Academy and they use the answer and it turns into a sale, they're going to dig into it. And we have thousands of those responses, literally thousands of them, where we've helped salespeople get answers that leads to sales. And that's what the Learning Academy is all about. So when you're talking to a sales manager, you say, listen, dude, what are your salespeople looking for? And he's going to say, well, they want more sales. No, they want more answers. that will lead them to sales.
That's right. There's one other thing I would do personally, which is I would find a testimonial video that we have from another sales manager who specifically said that they were reluctant to get involved in this because they didn't have enough time to even consider it. Okay. And I would use that testimonial and say, look, don't just listen to me. Listen to Joe, who is going to tell you his experience with the Learning Academy, because now all of a sudden that sales manager will better be able to relate to another sales manager saying the same thing.
Exactly. So let's bring in the testimonial, bring in the good reasons, and then create that atmosphere where the person says, all right, I'll try it.
Yeah.
I'm only asking them to try it. If you try it, you'll end up loving it and buying it.
So let's do this. Let's. I don't think it's cold. I think you just missed the Eagles.
No,
Let's make a list of your top 5 objections this week and turn all of those into testimonial videos. We'll reach out to our sales managers who had similar issues to begin with or similar objections to begin with, and we'll ask them to create a testimonial and talk about their experience so that they can help you overcome that objection with other people.
So we've got some new listeners in right now or new viewers here on Facebook.com/Jeffrey Gitomer. Let's reset. Let's tell people what this is.
All right. So this is our live sales meeting this week. This is Monday Motivation or Motivation Monday. It's a part of Seller Die. And Seller Die, if you haven't been listening, is a podcast. Hello. It's on literally every podcast player out there, iTunes, Stitcher, Overcast. And we are creating a new segment where you can get a glimpse into our sales meeting and join us by asking your questions and asking for our strategies and advice so that we can help you too on Monday mornings.
So we have one from Caleb.
Perfect.
Oh, yes.
Caleb says, this may be off topic, but any advice you can give a sales rep that sells through distributors and must rely on their nationwide distributors to, in a sense, do what you would do if you were personally sitting with the buyer. And here's the answer, Caleb. You go with some of those people to the actual sales call and help them make the sale. Wherever you are, there's someone local. And you say, hey, let me go on a couple of sales calls with you and let me supplement your sale by being the out-of-city expert that comes in. We're the manufacturer, and we can help facilitate this sale. You give me 5 sales appointments, and I will give you 5 sales. Yep. Now, what rep is going to say no to that? Answer, a dumb one, or a soon-to-be unemployed one. So, Caleb, the object for you is to help the other guy make the sale.
Yep.
Now, I would even go so far as to say secretly record it so that you can give that tip to somebody else and maybe give incentive to somebody else and go with more people. But if you can go on 5 sales calls a week with the reps that are outside, you're going to win.
But also, I agree with that. And I think a lot of salespeople aren't doing that. And so that is so key. Also, I would assume that those distributors have your competitors' products that they're also selling.
Yeah.
And I mean, it may be a bad assumption, Caleb, but I think it's a good one, so we're going to go with it.
Yep.
And what you need to do is show the value of why your product is better, why they win by getting their clients to purchase from your company and to purchase your product.
I totally agree with that. Anything that you can do that's valuable and testimonial, you're going to win with. But the fact that you're there to support that rep is going to create a rumor. Mm-hmm. Caleb's
the guy. He's the
Caleb's
man.
the guy. He went with me and helped me make a sale.
You have a similar situation.
And I've been in similar situations.
From your previous job.
Yep. And so what tends to happen amongst industries like that is you get put on a spreadsheet. And it's like, here's this product, and this product. Here's the benefits or the value-added features. That's what they just call
They
them.
do a competition analysis.
Here's the final line, and they look at the bottom line. But if you like what you just said, Jen, you say, hey, let me see the other people who are bidding on this or the other competitors, and I want to make a contract comparison to show you why we're better, and then you present that.
I'm going to do the work for you.
Exactly. You go from having 5 to 1.
Okay, but here's the deal. Whatever spreadsheet they have, you say, I'd like to add a column to your spreadsheet. And they go, what? Well, you have the people and what the product is and who they are and what the price is. What's the difference? So let's add a column that says differentiator. Mm-hmm. And that's the actual value piece. Mm-hmm. Because if I can differentiate from some other competitor, then I've eliminated the price part because I've focused on the value. And when you're a salesperson and you can throw in something that the other guy's not expecting, he automatically respects you a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And who made those spreadsheets, too? Chances are it's an account manager who knows nothing about your product, nothing about what's even important
to the customer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're just going through the differences that may not even be a big difference. Mm-hmm. But if one shows 60, one shows 70.
Yeah, totally. All right, so now we have a new comment from James Garland. James is our New York transplant in South Carolina.
Yeah.
James says, as a solopreneur who does all the work, what is the tipping point where I should hire someone on commission to make sales calls for me so I can focus on client work?
Wow. That would be today.
Hey, James, I feel you. I feel you. Believe me, I feel you.
The minute you feel comfortable enough to afford it, that's the minute that you should do it. Don't wait. And even start looking right now to try to find someone that might be interested or to find someone that you might want to hire away from your competitor, because that's always demoralizing. And, take it. You have to take the risk at some point.
Well, is it, they say having a child, like you're never really ready to have a child. Is that the same way with...
Please tell me about that.
Is that the same way with hiring your first employee? Are you ever going to be truly ready to hire that person?
Sidelight for just 1 second. I used to sign my postcards home from summer camp, your costly accident.
Hopefully your first employee doesn't sign his papers.
Well, okay, so James is talking about hiring someone on commission only. So there's a little key there, okay? Yeah. The risk cost-wise is very low if you're only paying them when they do their job.
Yeah, that's true, but most people are not willing to take a commission-only job these days, especially a first job in a company. You're going to have to commit to some kind of walking around money, some kind of low salary in order to be able to get them to come onto the team and play. So there is some risk involved. But you have to be ready to hire that person, not just monetarily. You have to be ready to hire them informationally. You need to support them with training like the Gitomer Learning Academy. You need to take them on sales calls yourself so they can see how you do what you do. And in my opinion, the best way to train somebody is at a customer. Mm-hmm. You take somebody out there and let them see in use exactly what's going on and how it's being used. You do that, you're going to win.
Yeah, I mean, for me, obviously there is a financial risk, but the bigger risk is reputation, because they're going to be your front line and they're going to be talking about you when you're not there and representing your name, your brand, your company, and they can help expand on it in a great way and they can help ruin it too. So you really have that. To me, that's the bigger, more scary risk. And so I would just make sure that as long as you're taking them to customers, have them prep with you. Like have them actually do the pitch once they're ready in front of you so that you can make sure they're saying the things you want them to be saying and pointing out the things you want them to be pointing out.
And record it. So that the person can listen to it over and over and over until it makes sense. Like we're recording this meeting right now.
Oh, yeah.
Brent's going to be listening to it 9 times.
That's right. I couldn't write fast enough all the stuff I wanted to.
Brent and I messed up last week. I did a demo with him where I did the demo and I didn't record it. And it was so freaking good. So we're going to make sure that never happens again.
So I think that you have an opportunity as an entrepreneur, as we are doing as entrepreneurs or business people, to help our salespeople succeed. That's our goal. Help salespeople succeed. Because when they succeed, you automatically succeed. And will it happen to where you can hire somebody to sell so you can go do something else? No. You hire someone else and you go sell together until that person's feet are firmly on the ground and they're making the number that you're hoping for. And then the next best thing you can do instead of going out and running your business is hire another sales guy. And then you really start to win. But you have to be the executor, not simply the boss.
James, take that jump.
Go for it, bud.
Do it.
Come on.
Do it.
Well, I want to hear
Do
from you.
it.
We'll hear from you in 1 month, and I want to know that you're on your way. And that's an order.
All right. Sophia says from Malaysia says, I love your books. My all-time favorite, and also the book that helped me become who I am today, is your little green book of Getting Your Way. Thanks to writing this book. God bless you. How cool is that, Jeffrey?
Very nice. That's from far away.
Yeah.
That's all the way.
And I
New
love
Jersey,
the little
isn't it?
green book of Getting Your
Yeah,
Way.
just left Albuquerque.
Oh, Doug.
I love that.
All right, so we're going to continue and get to the details here offline. But thank you guys for joining us today, and we will be back again for another Motivation Monday on Sell or Die.
Yeah, make sure you're subscribed to Sell or Die on iTunes, Stitcher, Overcast, wherever you get your podcast. Make sure you search for Sell or Die, subscribe, and most importantly, tell a friend and join us back here.
Tell both your friends.
Yeah, and join us back here the next time that we do a Motivation Monday. We'll make sure to let everyone know on Twitter and Facebook.
Hint, though, it will probably be on a Monday.
Yeah.
But I would challenge you.
We're flying
Listen,
next Monday, so we might have to do Motivation Monday on like
This was a pilot episode.
if
Friday.
you're looking to build your
Wednesday.
reputation,
Friday.
by the way, go to Mother Google and enter the words "sell" or "die." 3 different words: sell or die, and hit return. And watch how impressive it is to see "sell or die" pop up and occupy the whole damn first page already.
Yeah. That's pretty
it's-
awesome.
and we're doing it organically. We're not, there's no paid searches, we're not paying for keyword bullshit. We're just doing a podcast, and all of a sudden, we're number 1 on Facebook in our category, and we're going to start to do podcasts as part of our keyword thing. And then once Sell or Die starts to creep up the list on podcasts, watch out, baby.
Should we? So this is a sales meeting. Should we end this maybe by saying, what we're going to do this week? Sort of set the agenda. Is that?
Hell yeah!
Let's do that. Let's
All right.
motivate ourselves.
I also want you guys who are watching right now, write in the comments and commit to us what you're going to do differently
Yeah,
this
that's so
week.
good.
Yeah.
Put it out there.
So I would recommend that you get ready triply for every sales call you do. Instead of calling somebody cold like a fool, it's the person that's in charge of advertising.
Let's get into that next week, Jeffrey. That's a really good topic.
All right,
That's
all right,
a
all
really
right.
good topic.
The prep call is the
Teaser.
huh? Oh, is
Just
the
a little
key
teaser.
to making this happen. But we're going to share with you how to make every call stick.
Oh, yeah. And Brent, what are you going to do differently? What are you
Brent.
committing to this week?
Yeah.
So I'd like to commit to, and something that you touched on earlier, Jeffrey. You talked about having a quote of 100 calls. Instead of holding myself to a number of calls, rather than having a number of efficient calls and effective calls. So rather than have just movement out there, I'd rather have achievement. And so that's what I'm looking to accomplish this week: more effective calls.
And how will you measure that?
And money.
For Brent to answer.
Oh, sorry. Jump the gun.
So instead of just bang, 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 take the 3 minutes that it takes to do a little bit of research on the client, on our past conversations, obviously.
Yep.
And anything that I can just find within 3 minutes, you can find everything pretty much.
Isn't that scary?
Yeah.
But cool at the same time.
It is.
And thank you
I
for
love
listening
that.
today. Thank you for
thank
listening.
you, Brent. Thank you for joining us.
If there
Doug,
is a city of
thank you.
Philadelphia left after the parade, I'm hoping some people from Philly will show up next week.
Do you want to end with a Napoleon Hill quote?
Oh, yeah. Let's hear it, Doug.
All right, here's a Napoleon Hill quote for you. Create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you're ready or not, to put this plan into action.